Well, in Uganda, we have three modes of car purchase. We have cash basis, we have credit plan, and as well as we have loan, which are not really known much in Uganda. But well, you have a chance that you are going to know to get to know all the differences on either buying a car on credit, buying a car on cash basis, and getting a car on loan. Before I take you any further, please, where, when, which company and who should sell you a car on loan? We know how loan things work. We know loan always comes with interest. The best plan on buying a car on hire purchase is getting a car on credit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of our car reviews in your cash house. Does credit work in Uganda? What is on a car market currently? Have you ever heard about buying a car on loan? Today we are going to elaborate the differences, advantages of buying a car on cash basis and as well as credit. I have had many questions from different clients asking about car loans as well as car credit. Before I take you any further, I want to tell you that there's a difference between car loans and the car on credit, of which I'm going to tell you all the differences and what's the best plan has someone who is interested in buying a car you should go for. But before I take you any further, please hit that subscription button, and if you have any car in mind, just list down there on comment section. Now let's talk about getting a car on credit. This is how the credit plan work here in Uganda. We have heard about the loan basis in different countries, of which loan comes with interest, but the credit plan which are given here in Uganda, they are interest free, of which let's say if you take a car 10 million here in Uganda, if you're buying it on a credit basis, you are required to have at least 70%. That's around 7 million. Or if they lower the percentage, it comes to around 6 million. That's around 60%. Well, before we discuss about the credit loan, and we need to first know what type of cars someone should buy on credit basis, and who qualifies for the credit in Uganda, most especially while buying a motor vehicle. One, I would say that almost everyone qualifies for credit here in Uganda, so long as you have two things. One, if you have the valid identity, may it be a driving permit or a national ID. But for the car credit, we normally consider national ID more. If you have it here in Uganda, surely you almost automatically qualify for the credit deal on any motor vehicle here in Uganda. Second thing is you being in position of meeting the down payment cost of, let's say, the 60% or the 70%. So if you have those two things here in Uganda, you automatically qualify to get the car of your desire. But well, as a person who is in a car business, I would like to impose some questions for the viewers, and as well as I also try to answer some questions. And one of the question is, who should qualify on buying a motor vehicle on credit? One, the most qualified person, like the person who is the more qualified to get a car on credit. Number one should be someone for a business use. Let's say that motor vehicle is getting on credit is going to bring in some money for him. Another person, of which is almost the same with the first one, people who has like companies, let's say people who have schools, people who have farms. Those category of people I would say that they automatically qualify for the credit car business purchase or for a credit car purchase. Another person would be the person who is aiming to get a car for maybe transportation business. Like in transport, we normally see different kind of category of people coming in transport business with little capital. So, well, if you are, let's say, if you're getting purchasing a car mainly for transport purposes, yeah, you can also qualify for the credit purchase, whereby this very car or a motor vehicle van you're buying can pay for itself while you're using it. Well, once again, if you have not subscribed to Barra Motors Uganda, hit that subscription button as we go further. Buying a car in Uganda is very simple. Buying a car is only, you only need to get a company you trust like Barra Motors Uganda. Getting to know someone you're buying a car from is the most interesting thing about it all. Knowing the history of the person you are dealing with is also better. It's all good for your investment. In investment, we normally study the history of cash flow and other things. How best will that company support you if at all is giving you credit? How much would be the amount you will be paying every month? These are all things you really need to know before you initiate that clause of buying a motor vehicle on credit. Well, what are the percentages required? Here at Barra Motors Uganda, we normally take around 60 to 70% as the down payment if at all you are getting a car on a higher purchase. And the time period of paying the car also matters. Beside this agreement, it might be written or it can also be verbal. Most of the time, if you get to know someone who's selling you a car or the company which you are getting your car from, there are things which you can agree verbally, and it can also be put in practice. Like this time of paying the car and how much you should be paying every month, it should be regarded as the compulsory thing any car dealer in Uganda should explain to you well. Because for the time we have been in this car business, we have witnessed many challenges, most especially if it comes to credit deals, whereby we have got a lot of challenges with different clients, whereby someone comes, gives you the down payment and he takes a car, he goes for a year, the phones are off, no paying any amount on that very motor vehicle he has taken. These are the things really needed, because this is it is a two-party agreement whereby the company has to agree with the client, and what was required from the client is to comply with the rules and to honor the agreement, whatever agreement both parties signed. This is where you find many clients crying on media, and honestly, sometimes media personalities or the viewers of the media, they normally take the side of the clients more. But to be honest, there are some clients who are also hard to deal with. I will also say that there are also companies which are hard to buy from them, but there are also some clients who are hard to deal with. In a circumstance whereby someone takes your motor vehicle and it takes 6 months without communicating, without anything, without paying, the next would be, confiscating the car. And sometimes people also have what I would say the bad heart. Someone comes with intention of maybe stealing the car. It's high risk on if it comes to sell a car on credit, because sometimes the money you receive, it is not even enough for sometimes clearing the taxes. You find yourself in a situation whereby someone gives you down payment, of which will require you again to go to the bank, you get some money somewhere, then you clear maybe the taxes and you hand over the car to him. And after doing all that, you find him running. And if you sometimes also if you call, the response they always give normally is bad, whereby we cannot always come and maybe put it out. Yeah, but that's some of the challenges to the companies which does car credit, and this has been there for a while. But buying a car on credit would be a very good thing only if both parties can come to the understanding, whereby let's say the money you have failed to raise maybe the monthly installment, you can easily give a call maybe to the company and you say, you know what, this and this and this has happened, maybe I've got such and such and such a challenge. All people who are dealing in cars, they are all humans. We all understand that money is something which you can fail to get. Money is something you get today and tomorrow you may fail to get. But normally it doesn't mean that if you fail tomorrow, even the next day you will fail. Yeah, so if you fail at least to raise the monthly installment for let's say for January, we expect Feb you'll raise that installment. If fails, we expect you to communicate or to at least to come to the office where you got that motor vehicle in particular. I talked about the advantages, and I also talked about the challenges, and those are some of the challenges most especially the companies which sell cars face. Now the advantages of buyer is that you may be having enough cash, but you need maybe different things in the same time. The credit can help you whereby you can at least divide in, let's say you have 30 million and maybe you want to start up a small hustle side, and at the same time you also want a motor vehicle. You can divide that 30 million, you give the business maybe 10, and the 20 million you can deposit on a motor vehicle. So you will be having a car at the same time as the business also will be moving on. And people normally fear the car, paying the credit of a motor vehicle. But what I will tell you that paying the car credit, it is the most easiest thing, because in car credit you can deposit any amount so long as you get the company's, let's say company's account and detail. Any amount can be deposited. For the guys who always come for cars on cash basis, the advantage is that if you are getting a car on cash basis, you most likely to save around 2 to 5 million here in Uganda. If you're taking a car of 30 million here at Barry Motors, Uganda, the required down payment should be like 20 million. Now 20 million, the balance will be of 10 million. We expect you to pay that 10 million within 6 months. Like you take more time, we expect you to pay that 10 million at least in 10 months. That's around 1 million per month. If you manage to get the first installment, we assume you can still manage to get the remaining balance of either 10 million. Sometime where the problem comes, we have all had the incidents whereby the car has been confiscated. But where the challenge comes normally is that some of the clients, once they secure the car in their hands, they turn off all the communications, whereby the company takes 3 months or 4 months without receiving the installment, without receiving any explanation from the client to at least explain the ABC. Or what the company does is, after, let's say you take the car and you go for 3-4 months without communicating or without paying, the company writes to the court bailiff, and the matters are normally taken to the court, and they get what we call court order. to confiscate the motor vehicle. Oh, well, let me give you some of advantages of buying a car on credit. One, and the most interesting one, is for someone who is just building his new business. I will name it as a business growth. If you're starting up a new business and you really need a car as part of your business, the credit plan can stand in for you, whereby you can get some little amount from your business. You get your car on credit, whereby the car can still support the business as the business pays for the car. The purpose of you buying that car is the most interesting thing to know first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have different client type of customers or clients. We have different people who have different desires on car market. We also have different people who have different taste on motor vehicles. But well, sometimes money limits us on buying what we wish to drive. Sometimes our earnings doesn't allow us on getting to our desire. But well, what I'll tell you that you can still get your desire within that little budget you have, if you can accept a credit deal here in Uganda. It's up to you. You can come for loan, you can come for credit, and you can come for cash. If you have all that cash, you are most welcome here at Barry Motors Uganda. We have all the plans for you here at Barry Motors Uganda, and I will also remind you that we do have all type of motor vehicles. You have all the saloon cars, you have the commercial trucks and commercial vans. We have all the SUVs available here in Uganda. In case of any car, Barry Motors Uganda is the only one place you should always think. So from the guys and the entire team, goodbye and be blessed. Goodbye.